Me neither. Yet.
Just look at Meryl's.
Do you know
Just
the
look at
person
the
designed
shape
that
of her
gear?
face.
You mean Dr.
I mean,
Emmerich?
I think
He should be in the
there was
research
one of
lab
you
in
who
the
commented
second floor
that
basement of the nuclear
you thought
warhead
it
storage
was her
building
nose.
to the
That her
north.
nose is too sharp
Second floor basement.
in game.
Yeah, that's where his
And that
lab
might
is.
be true, but I think
I
it's
they're forcing him to
the
work on
entire
a nuclear
face really, and
launching program.
especially now that I look at the
Well, they'll need
image,
him
the
alive
codec
until
image,
that's done
I think it's
anyway.
especially
We
something to
better
do with
do
her
something
eyes.
before he finishes.
You're right.
I mean, in that image here,
In case we can't
they're
override
much more
detonation code in
intense.
time, I
They're-
need to
they're-
ask him how to destroy Metal
Yeah, I
Gear.
don't know.
You plan
But
to take that thing on by
in the
yourself,
entire
Nick?
shape of her skull looks
Be the
completely
first time.
different. But anyway,
How do we get to the nuclear warhead storage where the doctor's being held?
just talking
There's
about
a cargo
what to
door
do
on
now
the
and how
first
to
floor
get
of this
to
building that leads to the north.
What's the security level of the door there?
Otacon.
But it's okay. I've got a level 5 card.
Well, I've got to go save the doctor. You should go to the...
I'm going with you.
No way. You're still too green. I want you to hide somewhere.
I'm not green.
Oh, yes, you are. You pause for just 1 second in front of your enemy, and it's all over. Good luck doesn't last forever.
I don't know what happened. I just couldn't pull the trigger right away. I never had any problems in training. It was frightening to think that with a pull of a trigger I could take someone's life.
It's not like shooting targets in training.
I always dreamed of being a
Exactly
soldier.
right.
Every day of my life,
They
I
just
trained my
explained
mind and
everything
body
wrong
for the
with
one
saying
day when
that-
I could finally see some
I know
real
I'm not going to
action.
go into
And
that, but
now,
he just, with one line, he explained everything wrong
I can't quit.
with
I
those
can't
people
allow
who said
myself to
every
quit
time
now.
there's a
Listen,
horrible tragedy
It's not normal if you
involving,
don't feel
you know,
something the
those
first
school
time you
shootings
kill.
or anything like that. They
Killing
always say, oh,
people
it's because he
produces
played
more
this and that
carnage.
game.
In a war,
Well, Hair Snake just said
mankind's
this
worst
one
emotions
line
first
that
trace
actually
emerge.
disproves the whole thing.
Forget what a scene
Shooting living
is in the middle of
things
a battlefield.
and
But this
shooting at
isn't a
targets
war,
in a
it's a
game
terrorist
isn't the
action.
same
You're
thing.
just a little jumpy from the combat.
And besides, those people
The
who went on
adrenaline
those
in your bloodstream is
rampages
starting to thin out.
in
Just take it
those
easy.
schools and all,
But I learned all
I,
about combat high at the
I would
academy.
think that they had
Talk
much
about it
more
later.
severe problems
For
than the
now,
fact that they
just
played
think
video
about keeping
games.
yourself
But anyway,
alive.
that's not what this review is about, so let's
If
move
I
on.
get out of here alive, I'll think about that other stuff.
Okay, let me try to say this another way. Stay the hell out of my way.
You're a real bastard, just like my uncle said.
Huh. I told you, the real me is no match for the legend.
Looks like you were right.
Well, I guess Snake technically is a bastard anyway.
Okay, Snake.
He is a bastard, isn't he?
Good girl.
We'll link
Oh,
up after I
could
grab
you
the
actually call him a
doctor.
bastard?
Hang on to the key until
Oh,
then.
I don't know.
Got ya. But listen, I know this area better than you. Call me if you have any questions.
That's not something now I'm going to get into in this
Okay.
review, but for those of you
After
who
I
played the
open the
other
cargo door, I'll
following
contact
games
you.
in the series, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, after we've done talking with Meryl, you have to basically wander around, maybe collecting some items for a bit. Sorry, for a bit. So that you can wait for her to open the exit or the door, whatever. The cargo door, is that what it's called? Because it's locked and she is the only one who has a key card with a high enough level.
We have a man down. Increase
Missed.
to maximum security.
Send a replacement guard
Ah,
to
there
the
we go.
area.
Think they found a body or something. I don't know.
No sign of the missing sentry. All else seems to be in order.
And he's walked by. Okay, let's see. Like to kill that guy too. Ah, damn it.
We have a man
No.
down. Increase to maximum security.
Die. There we go. And she's finally
Snake,
done.
I unlocked the cargo door for you.
Thanks. Where are you?
Where I can see ya.
Don't move around too much.
Don't worry. I'm disguised in this enemy uniform.
You won't be for long with the way you walk.
What does that mean?
And again, that line
Listen,
that you
Snake,
just said, you
the
won't be
cargo
for long
door
with
is
the way
like
you
an
walk.
airlock. It's equipped
No
with
point in having that in this
infrared
game.
sensors. Be careful. If an intruder
Because
is
that,
sensed, gas is released.
in the original, that is
Okay,
referencing
so meet at the nuclear warhead
the scene
storage
where
building.
you saw just her
You said
arse.
stay put
But as
and
I
be a
said,
good girl.
she doesn't really
Change
have
my
that
mind.
distinctive
Don't get
arse or
careless.
walk in
That's
this
when
one.
things always turn
So
sour.
why is
Sorry,
commenting on that
but this
is
is the only way I can
there's
figure
no point
whether
to
or
it.
not I'm cut out to be a soldier. I gotta get my hands dirty.
These guys are professionals. You're gonna get yourself killed.
See you there.
Okay. Now, what am I? Yeah. Because they're coming to look for the missing man. Let's just see if I can stop him before he calls an alert. There we go. This is locked, of course. Another camera to shoot. We got our mine detector, which will be useful in the next area. Let's just drop down. And then you have to be careful of... Wait a minute. No, nothing in there. Now you have to be careful of lasers, as Meryl informs you.
Be careful, Snake. That airlock is set with infrared sensors.
What is it?
You
Sensors.
probably can't see them with your naked eyes, but there are infrared beams coming out of that wall. Touch any one of them and the doors will seal off and the place will be flooded with poison gas. Somehow you've got to get through without setting off those sensors.
And there are of course several ways you can do this. But in this, it's even easier than in the original. Since you can shoot in first person, you just shoot out those... I don't know what they're called, sensor machines or whatever. And that's a trick that I've taken just straight from Sons of Liberty. Because you did the exact same thing there. But if you didn't know about that, you could either use your thermal goggles to try and see the lines of the beams more carefully as they move up and down and just go through them. Or you could use cigarettes to create some smoke that'll illuminate the beams. But it's way easier just to go into first person and shoot out those sensor boxes. Those transmitters or whatever they're called.
Snake, be careful. There are Claymore mines around there. Use a mine detector.
Who are
And again, I'm not 100% sure that I really like the new voice actor for Deep Throat slash...
Never mind
Yeah,
about
for those of
that.
you, maybe I
Not
shouldn't
using
reveal that
first
yet, but
transmission. Are you nearby?
you know who he is.
There's a tank in front of your position waiting to ambush you.
Who are you anyway?
One of your fans.
I mean, it's not a bad voice really, but I think I like the voice actor for the original a bit more. And this is also a trick that some of you may not know you should, but... And you could actually use the thermal goggles to shoot out the mines too if you wanted. Because you can see them with the thermal goggles. But I feel like it's much more useful to pick them up by just crawling onto them. You could do that in the original too. Yeah, as you see, there was nothing there now, but there will be.